Hey, what's up guys? Spencer Rhodes here, and this is my video for the character Shiva and some of the parts of the trailer, the very first big trailer for Season 8, and whether or not it actually spoils her death that is probably going to happen this week. Now, okay, so I know I've uploaded some videos about Walking Dead spoilers. For this week's episode, Season 8, Episode 4, I'm staying away from spoilers. I know nothing about it other than, the preview, maybe I haven't really watched a TV spot, but I've seen like the two clips in the preview. The clip with Rick in the car, then the opening few minutes. If you haven't seen that, I guess I won't say anything about it. It wasn't anything big. It wasn't like a death or anything. It was actually like something else. But yeah, like as far as like spoilers go, I'm not going to watch any spoilers or see any spoilers, or I'm going to stay away from spoilers this episode because, I just want to try that out. With Season 6, I stayed away from spoilers, and I don't know, like I was kind of disappointed. And then Season 7, I saw all the spoilers. So with Season 8, I'm going to like go back and forth, I guess. But okay, so this week, I don't know anything about spoilers. I know nothing. I swear to God, I don't know anything about this week's episode, this Sunday's episode. But from the information that they're giving us, from what last week's episode kind of set up, with Ezekiel being all confident and thinking, oh, we're not going to lose anyone, and then the end of the episode where they get attacked out of nowhere, and I mean, some of Ezekiel's people already died, possibly Daniel. They're all being attacked. Ezekiel, Carol, Jerry, Shiva, I think Alvaro's there. They're all together. They're all clumped together. And the Saviors just like sneak attack them. And they're all getting shot at. So I'm guessing we're going to lose a couple of big characters Sunday. Not like a main cast member, but some secondary characters. Possibly Daniel, Shiva, Daniel, Shiva. Some people think Jerry will die. I don't. He could, but if I were to flip a coin, I would say Jerry survives. Carol and Ezekiel are definitely going to survive. But the thing about Shiva was her death spoiled in the trailer? From the trailer from like a couple of months ago? Longer than that, like 3 months ago? Because, I mean, if you read the comics, you know how Shiva dies. Comic spoilers, sorry. I didn't even think about it, but if you read the comics, you know how Shiva dies, and Ezekiel gets cornered by a bunch of walkers. He gets surrounded by a bunch of walkers. There's like a shitload of walkers. It's like the middle of a battle with the Saviors, and Shiva saves Ezekiel's life barely. And then Shiva has to fight all these walkers, and she gets surrounded, and Ezekiel has no choice but to run away, because if he doesn't, he'll die too, and there's nothing he can do, and he's horrified, and he's upset, but he has to run away, and Shiva gets devoured by like hundreds and hundreds of walkers. She knows she's dying. She's sacrificing herself so that Ezekiel has a chance to escape. That's one of the reasons why Ezekiel actually escapes, otherwise her death would be meaningless. In the trailer, there's a part that looks like what happens in the comics. Shiva is fighting walkers, and there's a bunch of walkers around her in a circle. That's just exactly what happens in the comics. Now, the circle hasn't closed in, and it doesn't show you how many walkers there are, but the fact that she's attacking walkers, and there's walkers around her in a circle, and we haven't seen this scene yet. We haven't seen it in the first 3 episodes. We know Shiva's going to be in this next episode. We know that this episode's kind of, they're setting up Ezekiel being all cocky, and then some people are dying, and we know there's like a herd coming. Just all the evidence, all the information that we have points to Shiva getting her comic death this week. I'm kind of pissed off because they basically just showed what happens in the trailer. They showed that comic moment, so that people that read the comics, they're going to be like, oh, duh, she's going to die because I've read the comics and I know what happens in that moment. And it's very specific. She's fighting walkers and growling, and there's walkers around her in a circle. And we haven't seen that scene yet, so it's probably has to be next episode because when they released that trailer, they only filmed like the first 5 episodes of the season, and Shiva's been in like the first 3 episodes. She's going to be in this episode, and you know they usually don't do that with characters. There's usually like you know, like bottle episodes. They're not doing that so far, but I think they are going to have some episodes where some characters are in it and then some characters aren't. So far, Shiva has been in every episode of the season. She's going to be in Sunday's episode. So I feel like that scene in the trailer has to be from Sunday's episode, and it looks a lot like what happens when she dies in the comics. So I'm kind of pissed off that they pretty much spoiled her death in the trailer. I hate it when they do that. I hate it when trailers give too much information. The Walking Dead trailers usually don't do that, especially because they should know better. There's people that read the comics; they're gonna know what happens. You know, if there weren't any comics, okay, fine. You know, because it doesn't exactly show what's around Shiva. You just see a few walkers. You don't see like hundreds of walkers. I think that's actually what's happening. There's like 100 walkers around her. You know, maybe more than that, like 1,000. I don't know. But you know, they shouldn't have shown that. You know, if now that you like, you know, the episode's coming, and you know that they've like set up people dying and people in Ezekiel's group dying, and you know Shiva's with Ezekiel, then Shiva gets that death in a comic. If you rewatch the trailer, it's plain as day that she's going to get that death. So I can almost guarantee we're losing Shiva Sunday. You know, I know that's no laughing matter. I like Shiva. A lot of people like Shiva. But it's just like they made it super obvious in the trailer. And now looking back on it, looking back on the first 3 episodes, looking back on what they're setting up with Ezekiel's group, that the attack, the fact that he's so cocky, and that scene in the trailer has not happened yet. So I think it's going to happen Sunday. And it's almost exactly like the comics. She's surrounded by walkers. So I can almost guarantee 100% we're losing Shiva this Sunday. And the trailer spoiled it. Now that I'm looking at it in retrospect, if you watch the trailer, go back and watch that trailer, that 5-minute trailer. There's a scene where Shiva is like surrounded by walkers. You don't see many of them, but you see like 4 or 5 of them, and she's attacking them, and they're around her in a circle. So I think that's how she dies. It's just like the comics, and it's going to happen this Sunday. So you know, that's the only confirmed death from what we know. I suspect Daniel will die. He might not be dead yet. I think he might be like critically injured, and he'll have like some final word or something. Like he'll try to do something heroic, and then he dies. He'll probably be dead in like the first 10 minutes of the episode. I think Alvaro's with Ezekiel, which if you don't know who that is, don't worry about it. He's the one. I think he's one of the people that's always going with Ezekiel when he was doing the trade, like trading the fruit and stuff with the saviors, Jared and Gavin. I think Alvaro was there a few times, but he said like 5 words. No, he said like 2 words, so you might not know who he is, but I think he'll die. I think he's with Ezekiel right now. I think Jerry has a good chance of surviving. I could be wrong. Jerry could be dead next episode, you know, but I think he'll be okay. I think he'll survive. But Shiva, she's gone. She's gone, man. She is gone. She's dead. I'm sorry. I hate it too. I really like Shiva. I don't want her to die, but they spoon-fed all the tidbits. All the information is there. All the evidence is there. Unless they're trying to mislead us, but I think it's a done deal. I think she's gonna die. You know, I think because they gotta break Ezekiel a little bit. They gotta break down Ezekiel. You know, he's been so confident, so I don't want to say cocky, but he's so confident in the idea that no one in his group will die, that there will be no casualties. And we already know from last episode that there's casualties, and there's going to be a lot more casualties. I wouldn't be surprised if Carol, Jerry, and Ezekiel were the last 3 survivors in that group of like 50 people, and they're all covered in blood, and they're going back to the kingdom or wherever. And that's another thing. That's another thing in the trailer that we haven't seen yet that will probably happen this Sunday. Ezekiel and Jerry covered in blood, and Jerry's like, "Thank you, Your Majesty, for being so cool," you know. And, you know, Jerry and Ezekiel, two characters that I think are going to survive. So they might be like the last survivors in that attack, because I think at some point Carol splits off. Carol goes somewhere else. So Carol gets separated from Ezekiel's group. So during that attack, Ezekiel and Jerry might be the only survivors in that group, and that's why they're all covered in blood and talking to each other in the trailer. So, like I said, I think Jerry, Ezekiel, and Carol will survive this Sunday's episode, but anyone else that's in that group is fair game. Shiva, I can almost guarantee she dies. I'm more than happy to be wrong, so if I'm wrong, don't come over here and don't come up on my video and be like, oh, you're dumbass, they tricked you. Like, yeah, whatever. You know, I like her character. I don't want her to die. I'm just laying out the information that we have. I think Daniel will die. I think Alvaro will die. I think most of that group will die, if not all of them, except for Ezekiel, Carol, and Jerry. Maybe a couple of other nameless kingdomers. I don't know. But yeah, she was dead. She was gone. I'm sorry. They spelled it out for us in the trailer. They left little bits and pieces. Now that we're a few episodes in, we can look back on the trailer and piece together when that's about to happen. And it's about to happen this Sunday. And it's almost exactly how it's going to happen in the comics. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going anywhere. We're trying to get to 250 subscribers, so please subscribe. Please help me get to my first goal. I really appreciate all the support. Anyway, that's it. I'm Spencer Rhodes, and I will see you guys later. Bye.
Holy shit. Are we pissing our pants yet? You see that subscribe button? I want you to click on it. I want you to hit that subscribe button right now. Are you gonna make me count? Okay, I'm counting. 3, 2,